Hello everybody and welcome back to Path of Exile and the Casual Mapping series. As you can see, if you've been following the series at all, I've unlocked a new hideout. I've actually unlocked a couple of hideouts. We also have the Felled hideout available, so Limestone, Felled, and Canal, all three available. Still looking on the lookout for the Shrine hideout, but the Felled hideout I found and set it up, and it's kind of there. It's kind of cool, but I really like this one better. It's a little bit more open. It's got a little bit cooler architecture. I did spend some time, like I did in the last one, where I actually kind of positioned everything exactly where I want it to be to make it efficient. So ideally that's going to work. Also figured out that I didn't have the reforging bench. Part of the problem with skipping parts of the campaign is you miss out on some things. So now I have the reforging bench, and I have been able to go back through and upgrade all of my, as many of my waystones as I can to the current tier that we're on. I'm currently working on tier 6 maps. So
what can I do?
Yeah. And then the last part is we're working on, or I've finally got my warrior through the campaign. He is a Boneshatter Titan. There's a bunch of different builds out there for the Titan. All of them end up using a shield because armor kind of sucks in this game, from what I hear anyway. There is an ability that you charge through enemies and then there's like an explosion behind you. It's kind of similar to the way Boneshatter works. I don't know, it doesn't jive well with me. I really like the way Boneshatter works, where you just kind of leap slam in and then instantly Boneshatter everything. So, and I get pretty good screen clears out of that. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. Hopefully it continues to work out. In these early maps, it seems to decimate all, so it's not a problem. And we're just going to keep going. So I think I'm working my way over towards. I just finished unlocking the Canal hideout here, so I'm going to head over to this guy, and then over to this tower over here, so we can unlock this and find out what is available on the map. So. Let's see, rare monsters versus rarity. Let's do this one. We'll hop into the map, and hopefully there's no crashes or anything like that. I am still experiencing crashes, so whatever fixes they've made for client crashes, they haven't identified whatever the problem is, because it's still locking up my system. Kind of annoying. I don't need a level 15 skill jump. Jump, please, thank you. Sometimes it doesn't respond. Did not proc. Sometimes it's hard to tell when the Hammer of the Gods thing actually goes. They need to have a little bit more of a clear animation for that, to let you know when it actually goes. Maybe play a sound, because when there's a bunch of crap on the ground, it's hard to tell whether it's actually gone, and you don't want to stand in one spot for too long. You need to have the ability to be able to... I mean, I guess he grunts. Alright, dude, let me move around. Die. The premise of this build is that you're using Leap Slam. Oh wait, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Maybe, yeah, it's fine. The premise of this build is that you're using Leap Slam to prime the enemies for stun. That's why the little balls come up over their head, the little glowing balls come up over their head. And then you use Boneshatter to shatter everybody, and then my passive tree has a crap ton of increase of area of effect to make sure that each Boneshatter spreads out as much as it can. That's how I'm able to get, nearly screen-wide clears when there's a bunch of stuff all together. So I need to get back into my efficiency mode, because I'm not really trying to kill everything. We're fairly over-leveled for this. So all the kills that we're doing, we're not really getting that much. I only really want to stop for rares. Okay, maybe. I only really want to stop for rares and for really large packs of monsters like this. This makes it worth stopping for. Alright, looks like we're going to get a boss here. Alright. I'm just going to kind of beat him down for a second. so we can get him stunned, and then we can drop our hammer on him. And then now he's kind of stun resistant because we stunned him already. I never get the timing right. Alright. Got a bunch of waystones out of that, not too shabby. So, I'm past the point. I was using the leveling Boneshatter build on max roll to get this character up where it is, and now I'm kind of in unknown territory because there are no specifically Boneshatter only builds. Like, I found one on a community build that really focuses on fire, which, you know, it's not necessarily a bad approach, but I don't really want to go that route. I kind of want to just, you know, I want to make, obviously, the Hammer of the Gods, and then just Hammer of the Gods for single target stuff, and then Boneshatter for everything else. I kind of want to get my passive tree and my skills and set up for that. So as we're just kind of running through the map, we're just leaping across, slamming. Leaping across, and then slamming. I'm trying to get as much distance out of my leaps as I can by rolling, and then, so I'm trying to get on the other side of things as I do it. Waiting on level 17 gems if those start showing up. So I'm just trying to jump as far as I can, and then bash the stuff. Still taking too long because we got the little things that came up. That. Generally, for the rares, I can get a one-shot with the Hammer of the Gods out of that, so... Unfortunately, because I just used it here, I'm not going to have it available for this one, so we're going to have to do this guy the old-fashioned way. Almost die. Well, that is not a way out. We'll run over this way. Oop. Jump across. And slam. Across and slam. Not even going to waste my Hammer of the Gods on this guy because he's done. Alright, there we go. Take the superior guy.
To keep that.
Never mind, there's no room. I'm not going to come back in here for it. Alright, so we'll get out of here. And then, as I do in all of my hideouts, I start out by identifying, and then we do the salvage bench to get rid of anything that's a salvage. Then we disenchant anything that we're not holding on to, which is pretty much everything, because I spent a fair bit of currency buying all of my gear that I have right now. So, let's see, get rid of all of our currency there. Boom. I really hope that the map stash tabs come out real soon, because this is gonna get annoying real fast. Let's see, get that, and you go there. Now we have 3 of those, so we can upgrade that with the reforging bench. I think I am gonna have to do a little bit of rearranging, because that reforging bench being right there is a little bit awkward to get to. I don't want to accidentally click on a thing there, so maybe I'll pick this up and move it more over here. Maybe more right there. I can still reach it from this side. I can still reach the salvage bench. The only thing that's going to be annoying is the text for this is a little awkward, so you know, maybe I can put him right here.
What can I do for you?
And then we can take this, move that more like right there. A little easier to see. I don't know.
Greetings.
I don't like having it this. I know some of you don't care about this part, but I just want to make sure that we're optimizing. I want to be able to click that. I want to have one easy clicks to get to the various things. So identify, salvage, disenchant, store things. Get back onto another map. That's kind of what I'm trying to get to, but magic monsters, patches of chilled ground, versus rarity and monster damage. I think I'm gonna go with that. All right. So, I don't know. I may sit down and do some rearranging. I kind of try to leave as much of the default layout for the hideouts as I can, just because, you know, somebody sat down and designed that, and they have a way better idea of what works than I do.
Face me!
Probably. So, you know, I try to leave it as much as I can, but I do want to make sure that everything is placed in a way so that it's as efficient as it can be for, you know, just clicking around on things. And not having to, like, walk around a bunch just to get things done. But I really don't like wasting time. Now that said, that doesn't mean I'm necessarily the most efficient, because I'm easily distracted when it comes to, like, running around and killing all the monsters and stuff. I get distracted by being like, oh, there's monsters here for me to kill, let me get them. And then, you know, you don't really think about the fact that, well, you're not really getting many experience points for these guys because of the level difference, so probably not the best thing to sit there and screw with it. Gotta make sure I jump to the other side. Alright, other side. Boom. And boom. It's just super satisfying to watch massive groups of enemies just... Bye. I think that maybe this guy has taken the new spot as my favorite build. Time will tell. There's been a lot of complaining about armor in this game, and apparently, and you know, that was definitely a problem in the original game as well. They sort of fixed it in the last league that they did. I haven't even played it since the last league, the Settlers of Caldor or whatever. They fixed it somewhat. I was able to do a couple of really good melee builds, but melee in this, I don't know what it is. In this game, they really struggle figuring out melee. I don't know why. I don't know why why it's so hard to figure out melee. Armor's supposed to keep you from getting too damaged, and if you're gonna err on the side of, if you're gonna err in one direction, err on the side of making people too defensible. That way you can at least try a build and, you know, try to get it to work. But if you make it so that everybody's too afraid to do any kind of melee because there's just no armor, the armor doesn't work, then, you know, nobody's gonna play those classes. So, okay, so here's how it works, right? You go here, identify, and then we can go to the salvage bench and salvage anything that pops up on the screen, and then, yeah, see, this right here is why I'm going to struggle with that, because having that up there, I'm going to have a hard time seeing him. I want everybody lined up against walls and stuff like that, so that's why I'm kind of struggling with it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, where he is right now, it's really messing with my head. We still need to do 4 more tier 6 maps. So I don't want to convert any of these because, yeah, we need all 4 of these. So let's get this guy. Okay, cool. Let's get this guy. If I'm gonna have a negative, we need to add a positive. There's got to be at least a positive. Yeah. So anytime we get those where we get the negatives, we got to make sure we add a positive into it. Okay. So, oh, and I wanted to do a precursor device. I think I was going to do this one, where it gives more experience points. So we'll take this one and put it up there, and then we'll pop in here. Now the map is more unlocked. Now, if you're just joining the series, my plan is I have 4 different characters, I have 4 different characters that I'm using to do mapping right now. I have this guy, I have my rocket launcher mercenary, I have my fire minion witch, and then I have my Ice Shatter Monk. And they're all going to kind of go off in different directions, and I'm going to rotate through them, at least as far as the videos go, so that there's some kind of variety. It's not the same character over and over and over again. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of work with my warrior, because he's just a lot of fun to run around these maps. But, yeah. We're just going to keep going, get some more experience points out of stuff. Wait, hold on. So I got to decide where I'm going to go now. Because we got the map. I was going this way to get the tower. And we can go this way around the lake and head over towards this desert area, or we could head this way over here and head towards this stuff in this direction. Looks like there's... I guess that's a citadel. They said they were gonna make them easier to spot. So let's just look around real quick. I don't know what this is. The skull icon's not on the... Doesn't look like it's on the legend here. But the tower itself looks sort of like maybe a burning monolith, but I can't tell. So I don't really know what this is. I would imagine I need to get over here to do that. We'll do that with a different character probably. We're just looking around to see if there's any more. Because I think that's what these are. I think that's what the little pillars... Oops. I think that's what the little pillars of light are supposed to be. I think that's supposed to be maybe a citadel or whatever. I don't know that we're ready to fight an endgame boss yet. I'm not really ready for that. So I think what we'll do is we'll swing around this way and maybe try to open up this tower. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll go like that, and then we'll traverse into that. So yeah, I think I really want to move him somewhere, but I don't know. I'm not sure where. We'll figure it out. I'll spend some time later trying to figure that out. Let's see. Just make sure I have certain things turned off so that they're not being annoying. And we just keep doing like we were doing.
Fear will best
Try to jump to the other... Oops. Try to jump to the other side of monsters and wait for their things to pop up, because sometimes they don't show up immediately. I have plenty of amethyst rings, and that's just a basic one, so I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm not going to waste an inventory space on that. I generally try to Boneshatter the creature that's furthest along the direction I'm trying to go, just so I can continue trying to head in that direction. There's a checkpoint here, which I don't know. I don't know if the checkpoints in this, the checkpoints that they've added, it's nice that they're trying to do something, but they haven't figured out how to make them spawn in a way that makes them actually usable. Because most of the time the checkpoints spawn, and they're all the way across the map and everything, but most of the time they spawn in really inconvenient places. And they don't spawn enough of them to make jumping around the map any faster, really. I find that most of the time I end up having to run across the map anyway, regardless of there being a checkpoint or two on the map. So they really need to sit down and figure that out. Or, you know, what would really fix the problem, instead of... you wouldn't even need checkpoints if they just made it easier to see the rares as you're running by them. Like, if they had them show up on the map when you're within a certain distance of them, that would make it a lot easier, because many times already I've just run past rares because I didn't see that. There's no way to know that they're there unless you hover over them with your mouse. And if you're just trying to hurry up and run through an area, you know, you're gonna miss things. It's just the way it works. And I really don't want to have to like comb over every square inch of every map we go into just to find all the rares. Like they should make it easier to find them. They should make it easier to detect them as you're running through the maps. Because the way it is right now, I will run all the way to one end of the map, right past one, not even realizing that he's there, and then I end up having to run all the way back to the other side because, you know, you gotta kill all the rares to finish the map. So I really hope they fix that. It's pretty super... It's pretty super frustrating. It's super frustrating to have to do that. Okay, oh, here's one. I like to just roll around and wait for the hammer of the gods to hit, because on the rares, almost all of the rares, that's a one-shot for them, so it's pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet deal. I have to say that the implementation of maps in this game is way more enjoyable than in the first game, because
I've no more room.
Sorry, we'll go back. Leave me alone. Let me go back. It's way more enjoyable because the way that the maps are designed, rather than just being this amorphous progress bar that you go through, you actually feel like you're covering terrain. There's different areas that you're moving through. It actually feels like a journey rather than just checking off boxes along a piece of paper. So I'm really enjoying the mapping process a lot better in this game than I did in the other one because of that. That makes all of this way more engaging. Level 55. Nope. We're not gonna waste our time with that. So that goes away. And we go back into the map. So yeah, I feel like I'm on much more of a journey with the mapping process in this game than I was in the other one. And that makes me want to do it more because, you know, I find myself just being like, well, let me just do one more map because, you know, I got some time. I want to get to this destination over here. It makes me want to play it. So definitely a much better implementation. Is this still our? I gotta make sure I'm getting my Boneshatters in. That's,
You were no warrior.
I think my Boneshatters are almost more powerful than my Perfect Strikes. I don't need any more level 3 support gems. Alright. So, yeah, there's gotta be some stuff in the middle that I missed. Moving. I like the thing I like about this build is that it doesn't matter if I get kind of swamped because I could just kind of leap slam out of it and then bash everybody.
In the right hands, this could have no chance.
And having them close together like that actually makes my attacks much stronger because it all chains against them. So as long as I'm not getting swamped by things that are able to take my health down really fast, this build does really well. So this is what I'm talking about. They really need to have it so that the rares kind of, I don't know, they kind of get your attention in some way. Hopefully this is our last one. See, look at that. I took out almost all of his health in one Boneshatter. Now I will, okay, here we go. I will say that having the shield definitely takes the edge off. And I've actually found that it actually does more, I don't know if it does more damage, I don't want to say that. I don't know that it does more damage than, say, like a dual wielding thing. The numbers tell me that I take a significant damage drop if I take my shield off and do something else. If I take my shield off and put another big hammer in there. Because I've tried, but no, that just doesn't really make sense to me. If I'm bashing something with, if it takes 30% off of the total damage for each weapon when you're dual wielding for some of these skills, right? So if you're taking, oh, was that our guy? If you're taking 30% off for each weapon, here it is. If you're taking 30%, if each weapon does, each weapon loses 30% of its damage, then 60 and 60 is 120, so I should at least see, or 70 and 70 is 120, 140. So I should still see a massive damage increase by dual wielding for some of these abilities. But when I try to equip it, the DPS gauges go down a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm sure somebody who knows. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to see if that could have been a better weapon. I'm sure somebody who knows more about how the numbers and everything works in the game could probably tell me why that's the case, but I don't know. I'm not getting it. Alright, so we said we're moving this way because I want to go... Ugh, I hate these little dead-end ones. Because I'd like to be able to go here and then go over to whatever this is over there, but they're just not going to let me do that. That's alright. We'll take... Actually, we're not going to take anything. We are out of time for this episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks. Or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. Also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you prefer to go that route. Some people like to go outside of the YouTube economy. So again, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to come back for our next episode, and I'll see you then.